Casey Haynes. I am the founder and CEO of Compass CPA and Compass CFO. So we are an outsource accounting and finance firm. We specialize in tax, CFO consulting services, and then general accounting and bookkeeping services. We have about 12 employees currently and about 50 clients who are all located throughout the United States. They are located all 4 points of the United States, from Alaska to Hawaii to New York to Florida and everywhere in between. We are working, we structured our company from the very beginning in 2017 as a virtual CPA firm. So long before COVID ever happened, we've been leveraging cloud technologies and different solutions that leverage us to be able to service our clients remotely and have remote teams.
You've been using Shift for a little while now. I looked at your account and it looks like you were using it back in 2019, actually, which is awesome. And now you have a few members added on to your Shift team that also use Shift. So if you can remember, I guess maybe for yourself or for any one of your employees, maybe, how were you working before you started to use Shift?
Sure. So before Shift, and so I had mentioned we have all these clients and we act on their behalf. And when we communicate with their vendors and their customers and we're sending invoices and asking people to pay us, we're doing it under their name. So we always have an email that's set up like in their name so that their customers and vendors aren't confused on who they're talking to. So we have our firm's email account, and then we have approximately 30 other email accounts right now. And, we were using, I use Google Chrome and Firefox as my main browsers. And we were navigating between all the accounts within Chrome and stuff in Gmail, and constantly just, going back and forth between the accounts. One of the biggest headaches with that, as you might be aware, is that Google caps you at 10 accounts that you could be logged in at a time. And we are at this point closer to 30 accounts. So what would happen is when you click into that 10th account or 11th account to log in, it says you've maxed out how many accounts you can be logged in. You need to sign out of it forces you to sign out of all of them, and you can't just sign out of one. When you get to that point, you have to sign out of all 10 accounts and then kind of start relogging in as you go. And it would make it very difficult to kind of have a bird's eye view on all the activity and all these different email accounts. And it would almost if it wasn't in those 10, if that email or if an email was not in that list of 10 that you were already logged into, there's definitely a chance for things to fall through the cracks too, where you might just forget to check that email for a week or two because it's just for whatever reason. So, that, and of course, all the different applications and stuff, everything was just accessed in all sorts of different places. But I think, it was the Gmails and all the email accounts that, was our biggest use case and kind of what led us go into Shift. But, that's how we were using our Gmails or our emails before. It's more than just Gmail, but yeah, that's how we were using our emails before, and it was a headache.
You started using Shift, and then how long was it that you sort of realized that this tool, Shift could be a great tool for your team members as well, and before they started using it?
Well, once I started using it, I definitely saw right away that it was a solution that everyone on my team needed to use. And I've made it part of the standard tech onboarding that we do for every new team member on our team. Just because every accounting manager on my team, every controller, they have approximately 12 to 15 accounts. So I want them to be able to, one of the big things that about Shift that kind of led us was being able to be logged into all these different emails, and then the notifications and stuff where you can see if an inbox has a bunch of the unread emails and stuff, so that they and I could look at these email inboxes and just know right away if they need attention or not, versus like in Google Chrome, you would actually have to go switch accounts and look, and you wouldn't know how many notifications you had or how many emails you had unread. So having that just one bird's eye view on all the email accounts right away, I knew that is exactly what our firm needed. This is my shift setup. This is my main email, my Casey at Compass, which is my firm, where I have all my emails that I attend to. And then as you go down the left here, you can see that you have my info at, which is our general email that me and my operations manager and actually other people on the team use. And I have an admin at on Compass, which is just for my operations manager and I and all the admin stuff. I have like my old firm, which has emails that still trickle in. And then as a CFO for all these companies, I get assigned specific Casey at emails for like different clients, Casey at Bell Reed, CFO at Fortunian, Casey at Photo ID at, Casey at Loop Art. So all these ones where I have to have internal emails for every client, they're all right there. So I could just really quickly see, well, I'm really behind on my Loop email and I have 5 messages there. And so, having a good bird's eye view on this side toolbar of like, where my inboxes stand is super helpful. And as you can see here, the list goes down for quite a while. I have it organized where all my personal inboxes, like all the KC or CFO ads, are at the top. And then as you get to the bottom, you'll see everything else. It's like accounting at, finance at, billing at. These are the ones that my controllers and accounting managers are in charge of running. But I also like to keep a bird's eye view on them, like I said, so that I know that my accounting managers are attending the emails in a timely fashion and managing their inboxes, and helps me manage just email management for the whole team. Because these are all shared inboxes and there's multiple people managing these inboxes. So, but I still have access. I could pop into them at any given point and make sure that things are, being current and attended to. Over here, I have my WhatsApp as well. So I've logged in. I used to use WhatsApp a lot more. I don't use it as much for clients these days, but I do still have some clients on WhatsApp, and I don't use a WhatsApp desktop manager. And I don't like to pick up my phone much while I'm at work. So I would often come to WhatsApp and use it. Was using it a lot for Asana. Currently dropped this one client and I'm going to be replacing this. But the apps that I would connect to were typically Asana and WhatsApp. Evernote I used a little bit, but I don't use it so much for the apps as I really use it as a spot for my email management. And the way I always compared it to my team is I told my team, I was like, Shift Slackifies your email inboxes. Just like this over here, this was the first thing I really liked about it, was being able to see all the different teams and the notifications, which was, I found super useful, and like the big value add for us.
Narrow it down to sort of one feature about Shift that you find is the most beneficial. What would you say that is?
Yeah, as you mentioned, I think I kind of covered that there. For me, the biggest value add is a comprehensive aggregation of emails. I have some clients who are using the Microsoft or Outlook emails. I have most clients using Gmail, occasionally a random other server that comes through, and to be able to have all the different email inboxes in one place is the most powerful thing from a team management and a client relationship management perspective.
Do you have any hobbies outside of work? I know you're probably really busy being a CFO and a CEO, but figured I would ask.
Sure. I'm an outdoors enthusiast and a travel enthusiast. I like to, I'm a mountain biker, road biker, snowboarder. I ski as well, kayaking and swimming, all that fun stuff. Lazy river floats, hiking, camping, anything outdoors is, where I find my hobbies mostly. And then traveling. My wife and I are just big travelers and, always planning our next trip, both domestic and international. So those are probably the two areas of focus for us.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Anywhere in particular that you love to travel to?
I don't know where to start there. We did our honeymoon. We did a full year around the world, and we just did a circle around, and we hit up like 25 different countries, and fell
Wow.
in love with Southeast Asia and like Thailand and Cambodia and Philippines for the oceans and the diving there. The coolest country I've ever been to is New Zealand. It just by far takes all the geographical like attractions and land attractions, and it's just a wonderland over there. We're heading to Mexico in a couple of days. That will be my first time in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I love the United States too. There's so much to do within, the states, with all the national parks. COVID happened, and we took advantage of. We were living in San Francisco at the time, and just took advantage of the city shutting down, and just hopped in our car and did like 13 national parks in the course of like 8 or 10 weeks. And there's so much of the world to see, and I'm not particularly biased to any country or location. Like Brazil took my heart, Argentina took my heart. There's just like so many places I'd go back to, and not enough time, sometimes not enough money to do it all either.